Hey Capricorn, welcome back. I just pulled cards for you, and the energy that's coming through right now is absolutely fascinating. There's this whole theme around news arriving, something you're not expecting. And what's really interesting is how everyone around you is going to react to this before you even have time to fully process what's happening. So settle in, because this reading has so many layers, and I want to walk you through everything I'm seeing. The cards are painting such a detailed picture of where you are right now, what's coming toward you, and most importantly, what you need to understand about this situation that's developing. Starting with the Ten of Wands and Capricorn, I need you to really feel into this card because it's showing me exactly where you've been lately. You've been carrying so much weight, so many responsibilities, so many obligations. This isn't just about one thing. This is about everything piling up and you being the person who handles it all, because that's who you are. You're the dependable one, the responsible one, the one everyone knows they can count on. But what I'm picking up from this card is that you've been in this energy for so long that it's become your baseline. You might not even realize anymore how heavy the load has gotten because you've adjusted, you've adapted, you've just kept going. The Ten of Wands shows someone who's been pushing through exhaustion, who's been staying committed even when it's hard, who's been doing what needs to be done regardless of how tired they feel. And I'm seeing that you've been in this grind mode for a while now, just handling everything, managing everything, being the rock for everyone. What's significant about this card being in this position is that it's setting the context for why the news that's about to arrive is going to feel so impactful. You've been so focused on carrying all these burdens, so focused on your responsibilities and obligations, that when something shifts in this dynamic, when something changes in a way you're not anticipating, it's going to catch you completely off guard. The Ten of Wands can also indicate that you're close to some kind of completion or breakthrough, like you've been working towards something for so long and you're almost there, but the journey has been exhausting. Then we move into the Eight of Wands, and this is where the energy completely shifts. Eight of Wands is pure speed, pure movement, pure sudden action. This card is telling me that information is going to come flying in, and I mean literally flying. One moment everything is moving at its regular pace, you're handling your regular responsibilities shown by that Ten of Wands, and then suddenly there's this rush of communication or news or information that just arrives out of nowhere. The Eight of Wands doesn't give warnings. It doesn't give you time to prepare. It just shows up. This could be a phone call, a message, an email, an announcement, information about something you were involved with, or news about an opportunity. Whatever form it takes, it's going to have this quality of speed and suddenness. And what I'm really picking up from this card in this reading is that this news is going to create ripples. Other people are going to find out about it. Other people are going to have reactions to it. And you're going to be processing what this means for you while simultaneously dealing with everyone else's responses. The Eight of Wands can feel overwhelming sometimes because Capricorn, you're someone who likes to think things through. You like to have a plan. You like to consider all angles before making decisions. But this situation is going to move faster than your usual processing speed, and that might feel uncomfortable at first. Now, I pulled the Ace of Wands, and this card is so important because it's showing me the actual nature of this news. The Ace of Wands is about new beginnings, creative fire, passion, inspiration, the spark of something fresh and full of potential. In the context of this reading, this is what the Eight of Wands is bringing to you. The news that's arriving has to do with a new start, a new opportunity, something creative or passionate or inspired. This isn't bad news, Capricorn. This is actually something that carries positive energy, something that represents possibility and potential. It could be recognition for work you've done. It could be an opportunity being offered to you. It could be the beginning of a project or venture that has people excited. It could be validation or acknowledgement for something you've been building. The Ace of Wands has this quality of being celebrated because it represents new potential, new energy, new possibilities. And this is where the theme of your reading really starts to come together. People are going to congratulate you about this. They're going to express excitement. They're going to want to celebrate this news with you. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is what the rest of the cards are going to reveal. Even though this news carries positive energy, and even though people are going to be happy for you, you're going to have questions. You're going to wonder if this is really what it appears to be. You're going to question whether it aligns with what you truly want. You're going to need time to figure out how you actually feel about this beneath all the external excitement. The Four of Swords comes next, and I find this card so significant in this position. Four of Swords is about rest, contemplation, taking a mental break, creating space to think. After the rush of the Eight of Wands and the exciting energy of the Ace of Wands, the Four of Swords is essentially telling you to stop and breathe. This card is saying you need time to process, you need space to think, you need to step back from all the external noise and really check in with yourself. This isn't about immediately reacting or immediately accepting or immediately jumping into whatever this opportunity or news represents. The Four of Swords is permission to pause, to take time, to not feel rushed, even if everyone around you is excited and wants you to respond right away. What I'm picking up is that you're going to need some quiet time to sit with this information, to really feel into how you feel about it, to assess whether this aligns with your deeper goals and desires. Capricorn, you're someone who tends to keep moving, keep working, keep being productive, but this card is telling you that this particular situation requires your thoughtful consideration. You need time to think about what this means for you, not what it means for other people, or what other people think you should do. The Four of Swords is also about mental rest, and I think part of what this is saying is that you need to take care of your mental and emotional state while you're processing this news. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed by the speed of events or by other people's reactions. Give yourself the gift of time and space. Moving to the Five of Swords, and this is where I start to see complexity entering the picture. The Five of Swords is about conflict, competition, winning, but questioning the cost, battles, strategy, complicated dynamics. In this reading, the Five of Swords is showing me that there's more going on beneath the surface of this situation than what's immediately visible. This card suggests that not everything is straightforward. Not everything is as simple as it appears. There might be elements of competition involved. There might be people who have mixed feelings about your news, even if they're congratulating you outwardly. There might be dynamics at play that you're sensing, but that aren't being openly discussed. The Five of Swords can indicate that something was achieved through struggle, or that there are tensions or complicated feelings surrounding how this came about. I'm getting the sense that while people are happy for you on the surface, there could be jealousy, there could be comparison, there could be people who wanted what you're getting. Or maybe the way this opportunity or news came to be involved some kind of challenging situation that's left you with complicated feelings. The Five of Swords isn't always about external conflict, though. Sometimes it's internal. Sometimes this card shows up when we're questioning whether a victory is actually a victory, when we're wondering if what we won is actually what we wanted, when we're feeling conflicted about success. And I think that's part of what's happening here. You might be receiving good news and congratulations, but internally you're questioning aspects of it, wondering about the cost, wondering if this is truly aligned with what you want. The King of Swords appears, and this card is such powerful guidance for you, Capricorn. The King of Swords represents mental clarity, truth, logic, rational thinking, the ability to cut through confusion and see what's real. After all the speed and excitement and complexity and questions, the King of Swords is telling you to engage your mind fully. This card is about being analytical, being discerning, being willing to ask hard questions and demand clear answers. The King of Swords doesn't get swept up in emotion or external pressure or what other people think. He looks at facts, he examines situations logically, he makes decisions based on truth and clarity. In this reading, I see the King of Swords as you stepping into your power of discernment. You need to really think about this situation, Capricorn. You need to ask yourself the hard questions. Is this opportunity actually what it appears to be? Are the congratulations you're receiving genuine or are they performative? Does this news truly align with your goals, Or is it just something that looks good from the outside? Is this what you want, or is this what other people think you should want? The King of Swords is encouraging you to be brutally honest with yourself, to cut through any illusions or assumptions, to really examine what's being offered and what it means for your life and your path. This card is also telling me that you have the mental capacity to navigate this situation wisely. You have the ability to see through surface appearances and understand what's really happening. Trust your analytical mind. Trust your ability to think clearly even when there's a lot of noise around you. Now, the Wheel of Fortune shows up, and this is such a significant card because it speaks to cycles, fate, destiny, timing, the natural turning of circumstances. The Wheel of Fortune is telling me that this news, this situation, this development is part of a larger cycle in your life. It's not random, even though it feels sudden. Something is shifting, a wheel is turning, and you're at a pivotal point. The Wheel of Fortune can bring good fortune. It can indicate that circumstances are changing in your favor, that timing is aligning, that things are moving in a positive direction after a period of challenge or stagnation. But this card also reminds us that wheels keep turning, that nothing stays the same forever, that what rises will eventually need to be reassessed as circumstances continue to evolve. In this reading, the Wheel of Fortune is confirming that you're entering a new phase of your journey. After all that Ten of Wands energy, after all that carrying and pushing and working, the wheel is turning towards something different. This is a transition point, a moment where one chapter is closing and another is beginning. But the Wheel of Fortune is also asking you to maintain perspective, to understand that this moment is significant, but it's also part of ongoing change and growth. This news or opportunity that's arriving is important, but it's not the final destination. It's a point on the wheel, a moment in your ongoing journey. The wheel will keep turning, circumstances will keep evolving, and you need to make decisions that honor where you are right now, while also considering where you want to go. The Six of Cups comes into the reading, and this card brings such interesting energy because it's all about the past, nostalgia, memories, earlier times, childhood dreams, innocent joy. The Six of Cups in this context is suggesting that this news or situation has some connection to your past. It could be that what's being offered to you relates to something you started long ago, or a dream you had when you were younger, or a path you considered at an earlier point in your life. The Six of Cups can also indicate that the people congratulating you might include people from your past, people who've known you for years, people who remember where you came from, and who are now witnessing this moment in your journey. There's something about this situation that's triggering memories or connecting you back to an earlier version of yourself. And here's where this gets really interesting in terms of why you might be questioning things. Sometimes the Six of Cups shows up when we're being offered something that we wanted in the past, but we're not sure if we still want it now because we've grown and changed. Maybe this opportunity represents success as you once defined it, but your definition of success has evolved. Maybe this is something that would have excited the younger version of you, but you're not sure if it excites who you are today. The Six of Cups can also bring up feelings about your journey, about how far you've come, about whether this achievement or recognition matches the dreams you had, or whether those dreams have shifted. There's a bittersweet quality to this card sometimes, a sense of appreciating the past, while also recognizing that you've moved beyond it. The Page of Wands enters, and this card has such enthusiastic, eager, excited energy. Pages in tarot often represent messages or news, and they also carry young, fresh, inexperienced energy. The Page of Wands specifically is all about enthusiasm, adventure, creativity, passion, excitement, about possibilities. In this reading, the Page of Wands is showing me the tone and energy of how this news is being delivered, or how people are responding to it. There's genuine excitement here, genuine enthusiasm. People are really happy about this development, and they want to share that excitement with you. The Page of Wands is like someone running up to you with good news, full of energy and optimism about what this could mean. But here's what's interesting about pages. They're young energy. They're sometimes naive, sometimes seeing only the positive potential without recognizing the complexities or challenges. They operate with more enthusiasm than wisdom sometimes. And in this reading, I'm wondering if the Page of Wands represents the gap between how other people are viewing this news and how you're viewing it. Other people are seeing the exciting potential, the new beginning, the opportunity, and they're responding with pure enthusiasm. But you, with all these other cards around you, you're seeing more dimensions to the situation. You're asking deeper questions. You're being more thoughtful. You're recognizing complexities that the Page of Wands energy doesn't acknowledge. The Page of Wands can also indicate that whatever this opportunity or news is, it's still in early stages, it's not fully formed, it would require significant energy and investment from you to develop it into something substantial. Finally, we arrive at the Three of Cups, and this card really drives home the theme of celebration and congratulations. The Three of Cups is one of the most social, joyful, celebratory cards in the entire deck. It's about friends coming together, community, shared happiness, raising a glass to good news, people genuinely wanting to celebrate with you. In this reading, the Three of Cups is showing me that this news is going to be acknowledged socially. People are going to want to celebrate with you. There's going to be this sense of shared joy and recognition. The Three of Cups energy is warm and genuine. These people really are happy for you. But here's what makes this card so interesting in the context of everything else I've seen. The celebration is real, the congratulations are sincere, people truly want to support you and acknowledge this moment. However, with the Four of Swords asking you to pause, with the Five of Swords showing complexity, with the King of Swords urging discernment, with the Six of Cups connecting to potentially outdated dreams, there's this underlying question running through the reading. The question isn't about whether people care about you or whether their happiness for you is genuine. The question is whether what they're celebrating is actually what you want, whether their understanding of what this means matches your understanding, whether the version of success they're acknowledging is the version of success that truly fulfills you. So let me bring all of this together for you, Capricorn, because the cards are telling such a complete story. You've been in this Ten of Wands energy, carrying so much, working so hard, being so responsible for so long, and now suddenly, through that Eight of Wands, news is going to arrive fast, information is going to come in quickly, and it's going to represent some kind of new beginning or opportunity shown by the Ace of Wands. People are going to respond with excitement and congratulations. That's your Page of Wands and Three of Cups energy. They're going to want to celebrate this moment with you. But you're going to need to pause, shown by the Four of Swords, because you're going to have questions. The Five of Swords is revealing that there's complexity here. There are layers that aren't immediately obvious. There might be competitive dynamics or conflicted feelings or situations that aren't as straightforward as they appear. The King of Swords is your guide, telling you to think clearly, to analyze carefully, to trust your discernment, to ask hard questions and demand honest answers from yourself. The Wheel of Fortune is reminding you that this is part of a bigger cycle, a turning point in your journey, significant but also part of ongoing change. And the Six of Cups is connecting this to your past, to earlier dreams or definitions of success, asking you to consider whether what's being offered aligns with who you are now, not who you used to be. What I really want you to understand from this reading, Capricorn, is that it's completely valid to receive good news and still have questions about it. It's absolutely okay for people to congratulate you and for you to need time to decide if what they're congratulating you for is actually right for you. Success isn't one size fits all, and what looks like an amazing opportunity from the outside might not align with your authentic path. You've worked so hard, you've carried so much, you've proven yourself over and over, but that doesn't mean you have to accept every opportunity that comes your way just because it looks good or just because other people are excited about it. Your discernment matters more than anyone else's opinion. Your truth matters more than external validation. Your alignment with your authentic desires matters more than meeting expectations. The cards are showing me that you have everything you need to navigate this wisely. You have the mental clarity of the King of Swords. You have the wisdom to pause and reflect shown by the Four of Swords. You have the awareness to see complexity shown by the Five of Swords. Trust yourself to know what's real and what serves your highest good, even if that means surprising people with your response, even if that means making a choice that doesn't match what others expect. This is your life, your journey, your decision. The celebration and support from others can coexist with your need to be honest about what you truly want. You can appreciate their happiness for you while still choosing your own path forward. Does this resonate with what you're sensing or experiencing right now?